One of the best things about making films is you get invited to film festivals in exotic locales, and they fly you out usually, and they put you up in a nice hotel usually, and you meet other filmmakers and you see other films, and it's just kind of a great way to travel. And there's certain places I've always wanted to go to, and so I just apply to a film festival in that place, and sometimes I get in and I go there, and it's free. So this is like one of the few perks of being an independent filmmaker. And one of the festivals I always wanted to go to was the Taormina Film Festival in Sicily. I'd never been to Sicily and I always wanted to go. It sounded great. And I applied and I got in and I was just really excited to go to Taormina. And when I got there, they put me in this hotel with these other filmmakers and they gave me like these coupons that I could use for food. And they'd say, go to like these various different like places and they'll feed you if you give them this coupon for free. I was like, okay, cool. And I was doing that, but then I realized that like the festival programmers never ever spoke to me. Like they never even said hi. They just like seemed to have no interest in me or the other filmmakers there. And every lunch and dinner, they would have like a really big meal at a fancy restaurant with the jury. And I also realized that the jurors were all in this really fancy hotel across the way from our hotel, which was kind of like the cheap hotel. And it became clear that there was this kind of like class system, and the programmers and the jurors were like the upper class, and the filmmakers were the lower class. And we were beneath even being spoken to. And no one ever introduced anyone to anyone, or the programmers to anyone, or the jurors to anyone. It was just like two different castes. I remember Malcolm McDowell was one of the jurors, and the guy from Clockwork Orange. And I was just really excited to meet him, but I couldn't because he was kind of held apart at this separate table. And I remember the other juror that was there was Bob Rafelson, the director of Five Easy Pieces, also a film I love. And, I couldn't really talk to him either. Um, but basically, jurors are always these like celebrities and the filmmakers are always these like unknowns. So it's like they just want the unknowns as bait for the celebrities. And I ended up hanging out with this one filmmaker named Carlo Nero, whose father was Franco Nero, the director, and his mom was Vanessa Redgrave. And, he would call his mom on the phone sometimes. And it was weird hearing him talk to Vanessa Redgrave on the phone while we were trying to get our cheap meal at the cheap place. Um, but I think it was the first time I understood what film festivals are. They're basically a scam. They're just like an excuse to do something where you can invite like truly important people that you want to meet. And then you also have to invite these filmmakers that you don't want to meet, just as a pretext to invite the jurors to judge their films. And that's what most film festivals are. They're just like a celebrity citing things for the programmers. And then the last night of the festival, it was like they were premiering the movie Batman by Chris Nolan. And it was in a Roman amphitheater at night outside. And I remember the Italian director Ettore Scola was sitting in front of me. And I love Ettore Scola. He's such a great filmmaker. I worship him. And I was watching him watching Batman. And, he's an art filmmaker. Like, he makes really like art films. And I kept thinking the whole time, like, I wonder what Ettore Scola is thinking. Like, is he just like appalled? Or does he find this like interesting? And I didn't know. And all I was doing really was just watching the back of Ettore's head the whole time and, glancing up at the screen, looking at Ettore, trying to just figure out what is he thinking. And when the film ended, he leapt to his feet and started applauding wildly and just yelling, "Bravo! Bravo! Bravo!" And I was like, wow, Ettore loved it. He loved it. And I was just like, wow, I would not have guessed that.